I'm calling this trade Forbidden Dance Partners. I have a feeling I'm going to take a lot of flack for this one. But now that Chris Tanev is off the table, I wanted to look at something that I haven't done yet. This is a trade proposal that I have not looked at yet or haven't considered. So I just wanted to dive into it to see what you guys think on this. So this trade is with the Montreal Canadiens. So the Leafs and Montreal, so the Forbidden Dance Partners, they very rarely make trades together. The last time I can remember was at the trade deadline for Mr. Plekanec's, the turtleneck. Did not go well for the Leafs. But what we do know is that the Leafs are looking for at least one right shot, right defenseman. They need to upgrade their defenseman just a little bit. They've been doing not too bad, but the right side, especially higher up on the lineup, needs to do better. This past game that they just played, they had 6 left shot defensemen, and Sheldon Keefe did not like it. So I know that they want more right shot, right defensemen in their lineup. So this trade is with Montreal. And a first round pick is actually going back to Montreal here. So the trade proposal is first round pick in Connor Timmins, so a right shot defenseman. He has mono right now. He is just more of an add-on here. For David Savard, half retained, and Jonathan Kovacevic. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Kovacevic is 6'5". He's like 230 something pounds. He's a huge mammoth of a man, and he would be a nice bottom pair defenseman. The good thing about his contract is it's actually under league minimum. It's $766,000 for this year and next year. So this is a trade both for him and Savard. We would have them for this year, and we'd have them for next year as well. So I would see him more as like a number 7 type of guy. Very steady defensive right shot, right D, who's also huge. And we do need to increase our size. So this trade adds a lot of size. David Savard, he's 6'2", 6'3", and he's also like 230 pounds. He's huge. He's also a warrior. He battles. He'll throw his face in front of pucks. I would say that he's probably still best suited as a third pair defenseman. However, I could see the Toronto Maple Leafs trading for a guy like David Savard and running him with Morgan Rielly, kind of like what they did with Lyubushkin a few years back and like what they did with Shen last year. Yes, I have him in this scenario. I have Rielly and Savard as our first pair, quote unquote. Rielly will still get his 23 minutes a game. Savard will probably get 16 or 17. He'll get a lot of PK minutes, and he'll get some 5-on-5 time with Morgan Rielly, especially in the defensive zone. But he's not going to be paying first pair defensive minutes. It's kind of like how we had Shen last year in that position. Brody Liljegren has been extremely well recently, done extremely well. And then Benoit and McCabe. And then we'd have Giordano and Kovacevic as spares. I'm still marinating on this trade. So a first and Connor Timmins. So Montreal still gets a replacement level right shot defenseman for this year and for next year. The Leafs add size, they add defensive awareness, and they add those 2 right shot defensemen in this scenario. So that now they have, in this scenario, they would have 5 left shots and 3 right shots. Savard, Liljegren, and Kovacevic as their right shot defensemen. What are you thinking on this one? I don't know. I would prefer getting a true stud beside Morgan Rielly. Adam Larson is my go-to guy. However, he would be extremely expensive. I know this deal is substantial as well with that first-round pick, but I would say Savard gets a second approximately on his own, maybe even a little bit more, and Kovacevic will have some good value considering he is under league minimum for this year and for next year. League minimum at the moment is $775,000, and he's under that. So is Bobby McMahon, by the way. Either way, I wanted to throw this out there. Maybe I'm just going to make 2 different fan bases angry at me, but I know my dad is a Montreal Canadiens fan, so I had to keep him in the loop here. In the scenario, Montreal gets another first-round pick, and I know Hughes will try and accumulate as many first-round picks, and I think he's going to package some first-round picks for some young star players, or at least attempt to. I still think Montreal will take a run at Trevor Zegras at the draft, and having more first-round picks will be super beneficial for Montreal. It's just a trade piece. It's a good asset for them. They can draft with it, or they could get what they need at the draft time through a trade, kind of like what they did last year with New Hook. Anyways, am I out to lunch on this one? Probably. Anyways, guys, I so appreciate everybody tuning in. We're getting so close to 300 subscribers. Hit the like, hit the sub, and just, I appreciate everybody. Brian, the Leafs guy, out of here.